Okay, now we're going to play one of the most incredible games ever made. This is just, I would say, more than a game. It's an experience. Pillars of Eternity, played the first one. It was like spectacularly amazing. And now they come up with number two. I played half of it, but I have not finished it, and I think it's worth it to upload this. This game, it's like I said, an experience more than a game. Uh, Not only is it stunning to look at, I mean, I have really bad graphics, but the way the isometric is, I think, the perfect way to make a game. It's old school, but at the same time, it's updated, of course, and the story is. I consider Baldur's Gate as the top game of all time. The first original one. I don't know about the new one, but this game surely has found a way to improve on that. So here we go. We start this. I turned it on story mode because I don't really care about combat. This is, like I said, more about the experience and the story for me. This is the GOG version.
Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher, one who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected, that the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Here we go. What an entrance. This is the basically a recap of what happened before. And as you see, let's continue.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us. I used to dream that when my god came back, he would forgive us. That's the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
So you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
This is a kind of a recap, and
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
recap of your first game, what you went through.
Watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
Again, I apologize for the graphics. It's pretty low, but yeah, this is going to be a podcast type of game play, because I want to share the thoughts about this incredible experience. So it's much more different than the usual nerdy. I was here. You open that door. In the words of a famous philosopher, higher level strong people describe ideas. Mediocre people describe situations. And low level people attack each other, describe themselves and other people. So I'm going to try to do the former.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Sit, please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed.
Okay, let's choose here. This is important. It's metaphysically important for me. I think that people choose in the game the way they are really in real life, not what society allows them to be, but what they really truly are, because there's no consequence in the game. So it shows your true self. For me, there was no debate. I will not go to the evil dark side. I consider that the realm of low souls. I'm intrigued by this Keeper of Secrets tab. Pledge to consign the soul of Hollowborn into oblivion, as Remgar requested, but you ultimately gave the souls to Wodica. You supported and maintained the god's secrets. That's secrets cannot be good for your soul. Everything bad is definitely not what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go for fair and balanced, just because
Does everything appear to be in order?
emotions are not,
Good.
I
Welcome
think,
to
the way to go.
beyond. I am Bareth. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? You prayed for my help in reaching Theos, beyond the Court of Penitence, and pledged yourself to me. And though you could have broken your pledge when you defeated Theos at Sun and Shadow, you did not. Admirable.
She delicately places a card on the table. A bell in a tower. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aothus stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him. No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
Yeah, I've had enough with dealing with gods. I am going to ask, why should I care about any of this? Which is a good
Did you
question.
care for the souls of the Deerwood who clung to you as they stumbled blindly through the in-between?
That's true.
You are a
I did
beacon
care
to all
about
of
them.
the Lost Watcher. Your soul gleams as brightly to them as Audra itself.
For a moment, there is a glint in the blackness of her eyes. A flash of wondrous recollection.
Those who have fallen in Aothus's wake are trapped inside him still. If you will not help them, who will?
I shall help. It's,
Of course, if that doesn't convince you, I can always return you to the wheel and find someone else to pursue him.
that was not very cool of her to say that. I would have done it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Here we go. Now we're going to choose a character here. Very elegantly put out. Let's see. This is beautiful. I mean, the best part of creating a game of the game is creating a character. This old school D&D version of character creation. I love it. I'm going to be a male. And I'm a little uncomfortable with that god, as I'm forced to be her servant. But I will think about that later. I mean, she did help me in the first game. I feel very grateful, but I don't feel free. I don't feel like I'm free if I'm a servant of something else. And her tone was a little threatening, which I never liked that. So anyway, dwarves, elves, godlike are strange, weird-looking things. I usually don't play elves, so I'm gonna probably go for an elf. This guy looks very strange indeed. I don't want to look like a broccoli, so... And this guy looked like... Holy moly. Hairy dwarf. I'm all set with that. At least I'll look decent. Now, pale elf, no thanks. I like nature a lot, and I get dexterity, which is good. I always like dexterity, I like speed. Perception is great. So I will do single class, because I'm not really a hardcore player. So I'm going to now look. They have incredible classes here. Incredible classes. A chanter. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic. So some sort of a magician, I guess. An ancient magician. Look at all that. Bluff, history, arcana, sleight of hand. But I am never a magician in a game. I'm either a rogue or something else. Cipher. Recent discovery. Mind hunters. This guy is like a psionicist. They seem to have pretty decent stats. Insight, conversations, people may be evasive, frightened. Okay, so you incite on other people. Metaphysics, field of knowledge, deals with animacy. They wheel, kind of like philosophy. Sleight of hand, robbing, mechanics, traps. Oh, traps are important. Again, not my cup of tea. Psionics, intruding into other people's minds, not my style. A druid could be a very big possibility for me. Especially if you can transform into an animal like in Baldur's Gate. I mean, D&D games. They have high alchemy. Religion. Not sure I really care about religion, but... monk. Yeah, they're usually very challenging. It sounds very strange for me, because you, I think, do not use weapons. So it's kind of not fun. I am going to go with a ranger. Yeah, this sounds pretty good. Sounds great. Diplomacy, stealth. So I have very similar ones to the rogue, plus other things. And long-range combat, which I love. Keep the enemies at a distance. And I'm going to have a pet. It's a preview of the... Oh, this is great, yeah. The hunter, the pet. I wonder if the pet have also their abilities, or they have automatic abilities. Sounds great. I mean, look at that. Okay, ranger, I'm gonna go for that. Now, of course I need a subclass. Ghost heart. It sounds like some sort of a spirit pet, which sounds very cool, but strange. And I think you use magic or bond. And I think you need to always summon your pet, which is very annoying. Sharpshooter. Yeah, I'm gonna go for sharpshooter. Sounds like something I can understand. A hunter. Accurate at a distance with a very good pet. I think it'll be a killer subclass. Stalker is a little strange. You gotta be close to your animal, like don't go too far away from me. I don't know about this. And plus it looks like it's close combat? I don't know. What's the point of being a hunter if you cannot be a range hunter? I don't know. So, wounding shot, marked prey. I'm going to go look at the companion. It's wolf companion. This sounds, of course, by definition, very cool. Strong connection, more damage. Yeah, he sounds awesome. Not sure about the other ones. Wolf sounds the best. I'm going to choose marked prey. No, I'm going to choose wounding shot. Bleed damage. I'm going to call him Fenris in honor of the Wolf of Ragnarok. Alright, points. Now this is where experience come in. Might is good for damage. Constitution is very important. Dexterity is highly, highly important. The rest is not so important. So I'm gonna buff might, concentration, and dexterity. I think that'll be a good choice. Where am I from? Deadfire Archipelago. Resolve, dexterity. That's it. Yeah, I need dexterity. I need speed. That's it. What was your job? Aristocrat, clergy? Never been a stuck-up aristocrat. I do not like clergy. A drifter, sleight of hand, bluff, streetwise. Streetwise sounds like a cool skill to have. It's between explorer and hunter right now. Yeah, basic rules of survival. Learn some. It's like a street smart guy. That sounds pretty cool. Explorer. This sounds awesome. History. I love history. But I think I would probably be better suited to hunter because it's going to be much more up my alley. So I'm going to go for the hunter job. And I'm loving this beautifully well-made character creation. I mean, so complex, so in-depth. It's just incredible. Available weapons. Try to find a fast bow to match my style, you know. Speed kills, what they say. So, go for a fast bow. And my second skill. Yeah. Second skill. No, I don't want a war bow. I would like to go for a dagger, but it seems that I can use a shield with a bow, which is very strange. You need both hands to use a bow. Like any other D&D game, you cannot use a shield. So I'm not sure, but I would like to have a shield. I would like to have some protection. Will be ideal. So if they allow me to do that, then I will definitely get a shield. Okay, portrait. I don't really care about looks. This sounds fine to me, as long as I don't look ridiculous. This guy looks serious. So, voice, mystic.
Let us end this.
Okay, sounds good. Stoic. Name. This is what I usually always use. Next. Review of everything. Sounds great. Let's roll.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you, to open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
Now I go to my body and the ominous, beautiful music. Can't ignore the graphics, I'm gonna try to fix them later. It's stunning, stunning in every single way possible. They made a new Baldur's Gate game and it looks fantastic. A great studio, but I think it's going to be very hard to top this game. Let's see how it goes. My wolf looks amazing.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
He used to be my body.
Me? You don't remember?
Adair points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat, and I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous, and I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back. Ah, see? You remember. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling? Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire Archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortunes brewing topside, we... Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. An amazing, stunning game, and see you next time.